The Web.Files.
The Web.Files.
The Web.Files.
The Web.Files.
The Web.Files.
Hey everyone, it's Kristyn Burtt with another episode of the Web.Files Buzz. We're on the WB lot today, checking out the paranormal with Ghostfacers. It's CWTV.com's new web series. Let's take a closer look. So we meet again. AJ Buckley, Travis Wester from Ghostfacers, and I'm gonna make you do this. 10 words or less, describe your show. Go.
4 paranormal investigators facing things you would probably seriously fear.
This is a brand extension of CW's Supernatural. How did this whole thing come about?
We'd appeared on Supernatural, but one episode in particular was called The Ghostfacers, and it was, in a sense, this reality-style show. And the fans really responded to it. There seemed to be a market for it.
We loved it.
We loved it,
We loved doing it.
And we'd come back to LA and we were so kind of bummed out that it was over. The experience was one of the best experiences of our lives. Travis and I had called Phil Segracia and said, how do we get, sort of the rights to the characters, and can we just make some YouTube videos and kind of play around? And Phil was really behind. He says, well, let me call Eric Kripke, who's the showrunner, and see what's up. And
we had the excitement, and we had the desire, and we had the drive, and all those guys over at Supernatural kind of saw that as an opportunity to say, like, well, these guys are really excited about this property, and we're excited about this property, so, let's see where maybe how we can make that work.
When we went in the room, they kind of said, hey, we're thinking about doing like a spin-off type thing on the web with you guys, and what's your thoughts on writing it and kind of being a part of it? And we were both, sitting there trying to contain ourselves. We're like, oh, we didn't realize it was such an important meeting. I was in like board shorts and I'd just come from the beach.
And so, we weren't quite sure where things were gonna go. But we came in and they were like, how about a web series?
This project has definitely been a passion project for us, especially for Travis and I, and Brittany and Austin. We've really had a connection on set as actors that have really never had before, and just a dynamic between all of us that brings such different sort of takes on characters, and it's a real nice blend. And just in the creative process of the ability with writing and making the actual episodes, what it's been like for an actor, and then to put hats on as writer and the directors and sort of trade back and forth. This is by far the best experience that we've ever had.
Remind everyone where they can see it.
CWTV.com.
And then it moves, right, to the WB.
It's there, and it's also, you can also click through on ghostfacers.com.
And I hear it's going on the WB.com June 7th, is that right?
Did you hear that when you were wearing?
I did. I want to make sure everyone goes out and checks out your series. Well, I wish you guys luck with your show, and I hope to see you season 2.
Thank you.
We head from the Valley to Santa Monica to Digital Hollywood's star-studded web content creators panel. Let's check it out. All right, we've got Amber J. Lawson, comedy publisher for Bubblegum, and Kevin Pollaks. You guys know him from Kevin Pollaks' Chat Show, but also Vamped Out. What's your show about? In 10 words or less.
In a world overrun with books, TV shows, and movies about featuring far too many beautiful vampires, imagine if you were a real one who couldn't get hired to be one. Sorry, that's more than 10 words.
That was like 30. You guys have a great partnership with Bubblegum. And in the panel, you talked a lot about how it sort of came from inception to being distributed by Bubblegum.
I mean, I roughed out the timeline, but it was 5 or 6 months at most between having lunch with Jason Antune, my co-creator, and festering the idea and writing the scripts and finding an immediate home with Amber, who was enthusiastic beyond belief from the very first meeting we had with her, and has been our champion all the way through to the very first episode airing on April 12th.
We've been very aggressive this year in branding ourselves as the home for smart comedy and really solidifying ourselves in the celebrity community, and Kevin Pollaks being the best, biggest get
Ever.
He is the poster boy of awesomeness and a great partner to work with.
Now, I think what a really interesting thing that you mentioned on the panel was the fact, of course, yes, you have creative control, but you own the show, which is something that you wouldn't have if you worked in mainstream media.
We're partners with Bubblegum. They were kind enough to fund the production, and we made a financial partnership in the future of the show. To own your IP ideas doesn't exist in traditional media. You know, you always hear in the case of Conan O'Brien or whatever person leaves a network for another one about intellectual properties and licenses and ownership and copyrights and whatnot. So to have that sort of situation alleviated from the get-go was very important to me as a original content creator for the web. It sort of goes hand in hand to me in terms of what's the best thing for original thinker or creative person about doing content for the web. You know, those two things, the abject freedom and the control and partnership with the network and sharing in the ownership.
And it proves that it can coexist, which is pretty amazing.
It does prove it, and we are physical evidence, yes.
You guys, thank you so much. Pleasure, appreciate it. Thank you so much, Amber. All right, we're here with Chris McCaleb, a Big Fantastic. I hear you're working on a new show?
Yes, the Big Fantastic is 4 people. Myself, Chris Hampel, Doug Cheney, and Ryan Wise. And Ryan wrote and directed this new project. And it's our first project that we've done since we signed on as signatories of the Writers Guild.
Congratulations, that's big news.
Much. Yeah, it's exciting.
You're speaking on a panel today on web video, the new content creators.
I'm speaking on a panel with Kevin Pollaks and Ileana Douglas and Brian Ferenzi from 5 Second Films and Jason Goldberg from Catalyst, the company he runs with Ashton Kutcher. We're just going to be talking about the different challenges of being a new media creator. I think we're going to talk about net neutrality.
Well, let's talk about net neutrality because it's really a huge issue. It's something that came up with the streamies, and you've been sort of at the forefront of creating awareness for it.
Yeah, that which started with Zadi Diaz from Epic Foo suggestion that we should all wear white ribbons at the streamies, and then I just sort of made it happen. It's such a critically important issue to our industry specifically, of people being able to create content or entertainment or whatever you want to call it independently without the gatekeepers telling them what they can and can't do. SaveTheInternet.com is a fantastic resource. If I can just raise a little bit of awareness, just check it out. Just check it out. Check it out.
We have Roland Hamilton, Senior VP of Sales for Dailymotion US, and I am going to qualify that the Web.Files is up on Dailymotion. What are some of the challenges that you guys are facing as a distributor?
I think the thing that we get from advertisers the most is that they want scale. Getting really millions and millions of views to mirror what they're getting in broadcast television or in cable television sometimes is a challenge on the web.
What is the next step for Dailymotion?
We're expanding in multiple platforms. We have an iPhone application, and then IP television is really the next step for us.
All right. Thank you so much, Roland. Appreciate it.
For all the latest buzz, friend us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.